Good morning, Jim Hodges here, Gigi here. Gigi is 11-month-old German Shepherd here for our residency training program. I wanted to put this video together to show you the things that we need to do. Obedience-wise, everything is good to start with from obedience perspective because it enables us to establish ourselves as the leader of the pack. And dogs naturally, instinctively need a leader, or they will assume to be that leader, or life is chaotic in the family. So, typical German Shepherd, she's high octane, got a lot of energy, playful, very distracted by things. She's just on 110% go all the time. She's got the typical German Shepherd prey drive, which needs to be channeled. We're not going to take away a prey drive like that, but it needs to be managed and let her know that there are certain things she can do and certain things she can't do. She can watch little cats and what have you, as long as it behooves us. But if we're doing obedience, she needs to pay attention to us and do what we ask her to do. So I'm getting ready to start the training. Watch my hand signals, watch the tone of my voice. If she does something wrong, watch my consequence. Remember what I say, praise, motivation equals praise plus consequence. Praise is good words, good touch. Sometimes a treat, sometimes a toy, but it's always good words and touch, and we try to do them all at the same time. When she does something wrong, it's a consequence or a bite. That bite should be words and touch at the same time. I hear a cat coming up behind me. Should be words and touch at the same time. The touch in obedience will be a tap of the leash. Could be a tap at home, running around inside. It could be avoidance. It could be taking her away and removing something she was enjoying doing. It could be a spray bottle. It could be a number of things, anything that would be determined as a consequence to her, okay? So right now, she's watching the cat, but that's okay. She has it pulled to get over. In fact, her laying down right there is probably a little bit of her submitting or putting herself in a subordinate position. I think she's allowed to think that, well, if I lay down for Jim here, I can watch this kitty cat if I want. And I'm thinking that there might be another one outside of camera shot as we go. So listen to the tone. Let's see what goes on. If I have to bite, if I have to provide a consequence, watch what I do, really important, and we go from there, okay? You know, the important thing is we always have to be consistent. When our dogs do what we want, again, we praise. If they do what we don't want, we have to bite. If it happens, any of those situations happen once, it's going to happen over and over again because dogs in this weird way condition themselves to things that gratify. And environment changes, cat coming, no cat, rain, sunshine, wind, one room, another room, all of these provide different environments to a puppy or a dog until they learn they have to behave the same way throughout. Okay, sweetheart, you ready? Let's go. Here's the tone. Now, let's talk about let's go and heel with her. Let's go and heel are a little bit atypical. We want her back a little bit more. In fact, the heel, we want her as close to our leg as possible. We really don't want her to be out in front because that is what our owner asked for, okay? What we would do then is if we have her here and she starts to surge, we would tap back. That's the important thing to know about what I'm going to be doing with let's go or heel. So if she starts to step out in front of me, there's the other cat. I knew it had to be somewhere. When she starts to step out, watch what I do when I tap the leash. And I'm going to be tapping typically parallel to the ground. Let's go. That girl. In the act of doing good, I'm going to praise her. She needs to watch me. Our typical walks in the neighborhood aren't turning and doing things like this, but when we first start working with our dog and when we see we don't have the attention, we want to make turns. Good girl. The reason we make these turns is to teach her that she has to focus on us, that the walk is about us and not about her, okay? So let's go. Then when we start walking through the neighborhood, we're fine. What I would suggest anytime you're taking your dog for a walk, to sprinkle it a little bit with obedience. Again, it shows you're in control of these different environments. Sit. Good girl. Hand signal for sit was like this. If she did not sit, Or if she popped up, I would have tapped the leash straight up. And I would have gone, no, sit, good girl. Okay, so once she's in a sit, she has to stay in a sit. I don't use that word S-T-A-Y for that. Sit means sit. She has to hold it no matter what we're doing. One of the things that I do with just about every dog I deal with, I don't keep them in a sit forever. Okay, I usually do it 30 seconds, a minute or two to show that I'm in control, but I just don't think it's a comfortable position for most dogs, and it puts pressure on their rear ends. So again, if she didn't sit, I would tap up. My release command, break, sit, right back. I released her and put her right back into sit. Why? Because I wanted to. I'm the leader. One of the things you want to do is when you're in control and you're in a position to affect the outcome if she messes up, or praise her if she does right, we want to give these sudden commands. It just teaches that we can be in control at any point in time, okay? Good. So tap up for the sit, let's go, movement commands, we tap the leash in the direction. Watch the tap of what I'm doing. It's not pulling. When we pull, we do the work for our dog. They don't have to pay attention. When we tap, we get their attention and they have to figure out what we want. Good girl. All right, now the DOWN from the side. If she didn't do it or popped up, I would tap to the ground. Down. Good girl. Good. Now, as I said earlier, I don't mind treats. I don't give treats all the time. I use treats to motivate, teach, and lure. Once we have the command down, I'll still give treats because I like to, quite honestly. But I don't have her expecting a treat unless I'm teaching something new or I'm doing the recall or come command. Good girl. So she's in it down. This was the hand signal from the side. I don't mind keeping her here for a while. Not a problem at all. There's no load bearing or anything else. And the normal down, I don't want her smelling the ground, okay? She's not doing it, but if she did, I would tap the leash and tell her, no, down, because that's what she's supposed to be doing. Well, we're asking for trouble this morning. Here comes Libby, I think. Let's see what happens for a second. All right, now, I'm going to do something that's real hard. I'm going to come out here and say, good girl. Good girl, both of you. That was good. Okay, sit. Come on. Atta girl. Notice the tone of my voice. I'm trying to encourage her. I want to engage her. I want it to be fun. I want her to understand that I'm not here carrying a big old hammer and saying, you got to do this all the time. For our life to grow together, it's got to be more fun than it is demanding. But don't forget, we're always in control. Good girl. Let's go. Sit. Now I'm going to do the DOWN from the front. It's just like this. Down. Good girl. Atta girl. Good. This is a dog that really looks for treats. She's really motivated by treats. So that again, go back to what I was saying about treats a while ago. We don't give her tons of treats. Only to teach, then back off, and then save them for those special occasions, okay? Good girl. Break. Now, on the down command, I could do a S-T-A-Y. In fact, up, sit, down, stay. When I tell a dog to stay, that means pack your bags, you're going to be there a while, okay? What does that mean? I don't mind if she smells the ground, I don't mind if she chews a bone, she goes to sleep, rolls on her side when I put her in stay. In fact, I ask all of my clients in the first 4 to 6 weeks, 30 days, that they put their dog in a down stay for 10, 15 minutes. Every day, every other day, it's important. Because what happens is when we put her in a down stay, and this is not just outside, inside, anywhere, at dinner, when we're watching television, it teaches her that we really are in control, okay? Because we can make her lay down and stay there. If you notice my down, when you go back, the down was a little bit stronger than my let's go or sit or come, okay? I want her to understand that I'm an authority person there. So remember what I said at the first of the video, listen to my tone of voice on these things. Down is a little stronger inflection. No or is a little bit stronger with a little bit more oomph to it. When I say down or when I say no or I'm usually tapping the leash. because I want to associate the tap of the leash with my growl, verbal growl, if you will, so that one day as we get better and better, we don't have to do these things on leash. Okay? We tell her no and she understands what no means. That means I'm not supposed to do that for mom or dad. Okay? Break. Good girl. Sit. Good. Now the recall command. The recall is the come command. You know, it has specific rules on leash and off leash. If we want to use a treat in the beginning, that's fine. And what we would do is the hand signal is like this, and if I'm using a treat, I always try to bring the treat in here. I don't want to hold the treat here or here because I want our dog, when it starts to come, to focus right here. And I'm also not just going to pay her off because she asked for it, okay? Hey, baby, come. Good. So when she touched me with the nose, if I gave her the treat, she told me to give it to her. Good girl. At the end of the come, she sits. See, she wants it. Good. Now I give her a treat. Good girl. Pet and love at the same time. She's still in a sit until break. I release her, okay? Very important to understand. So sit. Come. Good. Now, break. Now, as I said a while ago, she's treat motivated. I think you see that. That's why I say in my book and in general when I'm talking to people, if we get a dog that's treat motivated, on come, the recall command, I want to use treats an awful lot, 100, 200 times. If I know she's motivated for it, that's creating a warm, fuzzy sensation for her. Because when she comes to me, not only is she going to get a treat, she's going to get physical love and touch as well. Let's go. Okay, let's walk this way. Good girl. Now, if she'd have reached out to Salem there, I would have tapped the leash because that's the movement command, and I would have shown her that she couldn't do that. Okay? Place. Right there. No, place. Now, when she gets on the bed, she's supposed to be there. Now, why do you suppose she's starting to smell right now? It's because of these little cats. No, place. Normally, I don't mind it. Listen to the and place. What I did there, review it on the video. Typically, place is going to be inside, so we're not going to have strange animals or cats or squirrels or anything else running all over this bed during the day. But she hit there and she smelled all around it because there was a scent. Could have been from the cats. Not sure. Could have been from another dog. I'm not sure. But at any rate, when I tell her to play, she puts all 4 feet on that bed and she lays down, sits down, stands up, and stays there. The smell, if you don't mind it, that's fine. I just felt like it was something that was distracting, and I want her to know that's not what I want her to do right there. So you could really go either way. See how she's air smelling right now? There's a scent here that she's picking up, and it could be, and maybe you saw in the video, or maybe before I came out, from the cats being here in this area. We do this place command. She can do this 2 or 3 hours at a time. We could give her an antler, one of our elk antlers, because she loves elk antlers to chew on. We could give her a toy. We can give her whatever. She can enjoy it, but she has to stay on that bed, okay? Another way of showing you're in control, you're the leader, without it being quite as strong, quite as leadership oriented as the down stay. Break. Good girl. The other thing, and I'll be honest with you, this girl likes to do this, is she likes to try to jump on the furniture. It's allowed at home. There's nothing wrong with that. The biggest thing about jumping on furniture is, in my rules, is she doesn't jump on the furniture unless I command her to. But to each his own, I have no problem. The biggest thing is to be the leader throughout life. So here you're going to hear me. Hup. So if I wanted her to get on the furniture, I would tell her hup, or load up, or get on the furniture. Right. Any of those could happen, okay? If I wanted her to get in the car, I would do the same thing there, okay? The other thing Gigi really liked to do while we were starting to work is lick. One member of the family doesn't care. The other 2 don't like the lick. So what we had to do was teach her that she shouldn't lick. And then what happens, the member of the family that does allow the lick, if she starts to do it, will praise her. The members that don't want, when she starts to lick, we grab the snout. Tell her no, let go. In the beginning, we let go. She went right back to licking. What would we do? We would bite again with the snout. Perfect way. If you didn't want to use the snout or you're worried about your dog possibly nipping at you, if you're worried about that, you need to call a dog trainer, okay? But if you were worried about something like that, you could have the leash. Now, when she starts to snout. Remember our consequence levels that we're talking about in our one-on-one, okay? So we've gone through all the commands right now except for the heel command. Heel command is important for some, not as important for others, but the idea of the heel is to keep her in an imaginary box by our side, okay? When we're in this box, she's right here with me. With my shepherds, I tend to allow a head out a little bit. I'm not going to allow her to have her head out quite as much. But the reason I allow, just so you know, for my shepherds to have a head out, I want them to watch and be able to see what's going on in life. Because, you know, they are my a source of protection for me and my pack. Okay? Make sense? So we've got her in the heel. The thing to do in the heel, especially in the beginning, is not to be walking and stop abruptly. You know you're stopping, she doesn't. Your dog doesn't. If they're really focusing, they can get better at it, but right now, you'll watch me come to a stop, and when I stop, she should sit, okay? If she doesn't sit, it'll be a no sit. If she gets out of the, no, I'm sorry, I know you weren't in a command, but I don't want you laying down right now. So you see, handler error, alert. She wasn't in a sit, and she started to lay down, and I started tapping the leash. You know, technically, I could do whatever I want there, but she was not breaking a command, and I just told her that I didn't want her to lay down, okay? So here we go. Hand signals like this, heel. All right, we turn because we're in a short camera. I straighten out, I stop. Good, she sits. Now, when we sit at the end of the heel, she holds it, okay, until we release. Come back, heel. Step off. Come on, right here in the box. Good girl. Notice how her head sits a little bit behind me? That's what we want here. Now why did I bite? I bid her there because of the kitty cats. I want her paying attention to what I'm doing. Heel. Good. I'm going to turn the other way now. Notice how I came to a point and stopped. Break. Good girl. Why did I praise her? Because we were right by Salem and she did nothing, okay? The heel command, straights, come to a stop, figure eights. Once you get the figure eights going, and why a figure eight? Because when you're going this way with her, she's on the inside, you're making a short turn. When you're coming the other way, she's got to speed up to get with you, okay? And our goal is to keep her here. Our goal in the beginning when we're teaching the heel is have her in the correct position to stop. Whenever I do these sharp 180s or turns, I never stop on the 180. I always come out of the turn and take a couple of steps straight, because the odds are in the turn she's not going to sit exactly the way we want, and it's not her fault. It's because we're all at different angles. Wow, that was a lot. She's a good girl, right? She's a fantastic dog. She can do anything that we ask, and she'll do it, and she'll do it happily. And as she gets older and older, she's going to understand that you're the leader, and she's going to want to follow you. If you see she starts to do something, put it in your mind. It's okay for you to mess up. Just realize that she's going to continue to do that until you fix it, okay? Also with the German Shepherd, and really with any dogs, through the first 2-3 years from puppyhood, there are going to be times when testosterone, hormone growth patterns occur where they are naturally going to want to test, okay? If you're doing your job, those tests are going to be a minimum, but they're still going to happen because it's instinct for dogs to test, because in a pack, they have to have their leader. And if the leader can't lead anymore, somebody has to take over for it to happen. Good. Now, I'm standing here talking. Good. I'm standing here talking. She can move around like that. I had no problem as long as the leash was loose, okay? As soon as she started moving to the cat, if you need to play it back, you'll see me go, and bite. And what does she do? You'll see. She immediately came off of it, which is a good girl. Thank you so much. Jim Hodges, 336-945-3232. Call me if you have any questions. I'm here for you as long as our Lord will allow me to be on this earth, okay, in a position that I can effectively communicate to you. You can go to JimHodgesDogTraining.com, Facebook, Jim Hodges Dog Training as well. In fact, I'm also even putting products on Amazon at Jim Hodges Dog Training as well. If you need me, call me. Thank you so much. Take care. Great. Good girl.